Okay, hello, another little tutorial. We have this piece was made by one of you guys in class, and I'm gonna render in two ways and then post-product it or whatever you want to call it in Photoshop afterwards. The first render is gonna be based on Maya vectors. So we're gonna create a vector, a render of the vectors of this shape, and then the second one's gonna be ones that we know already with a normal light from the rendering lights, and we're gonna just make a very easy composition afterwards in Photoshop of both of them. So I'm pretty much gonna. There's one thing that most of the projects like Fish Arc and many others have a loft command or extrusion command that they relate to curves, as you see, with a certain number of vertex, or if you go to edit points, you see that they have a certain specific number of edit points. So something that you may want to do is rebuild those curves so the surface it's better in resolution and in quality. So be careful with that. You probably want to save as and make a different step in that sense, and then rebuild the curve. So I'm going to hide this surface, Control H, select all the curves. I'm going to go to Edit Curves within Surfaces here, and Edit Curves and say Rebuild Curves Options, and I'm going to say like 20. Rebuild, and you see it seems it hasn't changed much, but it changed the perfection of the limit of the curve. So now I'm gonna shift H this one, and it's gonna look much better in resolution and quality. So now we can select the surface as well. Control A for the attribute editor and go to lofted surface shape and just change the loft 1 and change the section spans to 2, and you see how it just incorporates another line between the lofting lines, so it also creates a better quality mesh in a way. I'm gonna do another view. I'm gonna save the view once I have it ready. I'm gonna do Control A to go to the channel box, and I'm gonna press the perspective and change a little bit of the view so I kind of select my own little place. I'm gonna do it like gummy kind of a rendering, so I wanna get close to it, and let me see. Sorry. There we go. I want to have that. I like it. Nice. So I'm gonna save this view, bookmarks, edit bookmarks, new. I call it apply and close. So as you know, whatever we are, we can always go to bookmarks, and that saved image. So if you go to options here, so, for render settings, we normally take it to mentor array here. In order to extract a vector render, we have to go to Maya vector, which is a different render machine. So in that sense, some people are working with IFF, if. I think the one we want to use, it's TIFF, not if. So just for most of you guys that are using ifs, just remember to change your ifs to TIFFs. It's pretty much both of them are related to animations, but TIFF is the one we're working with. So once we change that, and of course we change to high definition 720 Maya vector as the options. We don't want fills, so I uncheck that, and we want edges. I'm gonna say like 0.01, very small edge lines. I'm gonna say entire mesh here, and I don't want that line, so I just want the mesh rendering. So I'm gonna just render this and see how it looks. I'll pause it there. Okay, and it turns completely black. There's an obvious reason for this. We have the color of the edges and lines to render in black, and the background, as you know from the perspective, is black as well, so everything is turned black. So if we go to the perspective, we press here and we say Control A to attribute editors. As you remember, in the camera shape, you have the option of environment, and you turn it to white and render again and see what happens. Pause it there. Okay, and this is what comes out, which is very nice. It's all the curves that it kind of converts it to mesh, so it makes a conversion to mesh, and then it creates all the lines. We could have said that it showed me the hidden lines, but for now it's very nice. I'm gonna save this um, to my escritorio. Here, call it 1, and I'll call it a thief. Let me see here, 1, and save. Okay, I'm gonna close this, and we have the same view. Now I'm gonna go to Mentoray, and what I'm gonna do is change the classic changes. We want HD 720, so it fits with the same resolution as the other one, and the quality, as you remember, it's gonna take a while, but we're gonna change it to production mode, and we're not gonna create any indirect lighting for this example. Quality production mode, and we're gonna close it there. What we're gonna do now is this is a little problem sometimes in the rebuild happens, but it's pretty much of how the curves were originated in the beginning, but that's not a big deal because our render is focusing on the center. I'm gonna create this slide, which is the area light from Maya, and as you can see, it creates like a rectangle with a line in from the middle pointing outwards in a direction. That means that this is a light that's going to emerge from a rectangle and it's going to go in the direction of the arrow. We can scale that, and scaling this guy does matter in terms of how much light emits, and of course the rotation of this guy as well matters in terms of how the light goes. And it's a very nice light to create soft shadows to the scene. It's very interesting. You can use it to put it like in a window, so it adds an extra type of light coming from the outside into an interior. What we do is select the area light here, and we're going to go as we did with other examples. Let me expand this, and we're going to go to shadows and use the map shadows here. I'm going to increment this to 8000, and I'm going to put this in 2 and increment the shadow samples to 30. Another thing we have to do is go to rendering hypershade to give a material to this object. I'm gonna, because it has this kind of melty type of attitude that I like very much, I'm gonna choose from Mentoray materials, the Mentoray X, select the object, right click on the material and assign material to selection, and click the material and change the preset to rubber replace, and I'm gonna give it a rubbery color like a gum kind of thing. So press have this one, let's put it a little bit lighter, and that should be nice. I'm gonna close this, and I'm gonna go back to the view, just view, bookmarks, and save it again, and we're gonna render. I'll pause it there as well. Okay, looks very nice. Probably we could have added more lines to the definition to have it even more sharper, but I think it's very nice. We're gonna save this again as a thief, save, and instead of 1 I'm gonna call it 2 and thief, save. And what we have to do now is simple as go into Photoshop, open, we're gonna go to Escritorio, which is your desktop, and 1, 2, select, upgrade, Spanish computer, as you can tell, everything's Spanish, and we can do the classic of, select all this guy, copy, and go to the other image and paste, and just give a gradient erasing, no? So you can go to the eraser and just click a very big type of eraser, so you can just press this guy or something, and I press once here, and I'm gonna save Ctrl-Shift-D this guy to make it one layer and save it, and F to see it nice and cute. And I think it's a very nice and interesting mix of vector rendering and material over gums, so you kind of have this technical drawing at the same time. There's realistic that I think is very nice for presentations and so. Okay, I think we'll leave it there. Done.